Hey everyone, my name is Mark and I work as a solution architect at the Amazon Selling Partner API team. Today we have an exciting topic for you. We're giving you all the crucial details to be able to calculate costs for using Notifications API. Let's get started. In order to use Notifications API, you need an AWS account, as you have to use services from AWS to receive notifications. First of all, it is important to understand the pricing model of AWS. There are no minimum fees or upfront costs attached to your account. Instead, you have to pay for the actual resources you're using, which gives you the opportunity of starting small without having to pay a lot of money beforehand. Additionally, AWS offers a free tier, which gives you access to free trials, 12-month free usage of specific services, and always free offers. Let's have a deeper look into the Notifications API. Currently, there are two separate workflows for receiving notifications, either using AWS SQS, also known as Simple Queue Service, or AWS EventBridge. We will have a closer look into the two services shortly. The workflow to use depends on the notification type to receive. In the video description, you will find links to SP API documentation where you can check the available notification types and necessary workflows to receive them. Next up, we will have a closer look at SQS. SQS is a service that enables you to send, store, and receive messages between software components. Notifications API sends messages like updates of order status or completion of a feed processing to your SQS queue. In order to process the messages on your end, you have to request for new messages periodically. It is possible to get up to 10 messages per request, so you don't have to fetch them one by one. SQS offers different polling strategies, short and long polling. Our recommendation is to use long polling unless your use case required otherwise. It is also important to know that messages are not deleted automatically from the queue after retrieval. This has to be done manually. Please note that a batch operation for deletion is available. With that said, we can look at the pricing details of SQS next. Total price for SQS is calculated based on the number of requests as well as data transferred out of SQS per month. A request is an action that is performed on the queue, for example, retrieving or deleting messages. It is possible to retrieve up to 10 messages with a single request, with a maximum total payload of 256 kilobytes. Please be aware that each 64 kilobyte chunk of a payload is built as one request. Data transferred to EC2 instances or Lambda functions is always free. Let's look at an example so that you get a better understanding of what this means. In this example, a seller from Europe is subscribing to order changed event with an average of 5 messages per order and 5 kilobyte per message. The seller gets 1000 orders per month, which results in a maximum of 5000 messages and 25 megabyte data transfer. Messages are transferred out of AWS to the seller's server for processing. Now we head over to the price calculator for SQS on the AWS website and enter the respective data. First, you have to choose the region. In our example, the seller was from Europe, so we go ahead and select EU Central 1 as region. Next, we need to enter the amount of requests. Notifications API is only compatible with standard queue, so we can ignore the other one for now. In order to calculate the number of requests, we need to consider retrieval and deletion. So we basically need 5000 requests for retrieval and the same number of requests for deletion. Next, we need to enter data transfer numbers. Inbound data transfer is always free, no need to enter something here. For outbound data transfer, we need to select internet as messages are transferred to the seller's server for processing. In our example, we calculated a 25 megabyte data transfer, but the smallest unit for SQS is gigabyte. That means we have to round up to 1 gigabyte. That's it. We end up with 9 cents per month or $1.08 per year. For a developer with 500 such sellers, we can see that we would end up paying $1.97 per month or $23.64 per year. With that said, we can move on with EventBridge. EventBridge is a serverless event bus that enables you to receive, filter, transform, route, and deliver events. Rules can be defined to filter which events are delivered to a target. Events can be delivered to multiple targets. In order to increase resilience, EventBridge offers archive and replay functionality. Pricing of EventBridge is similar to SQS. The total price is calculated based on the number of published events to the event bus per month. Each 64 kilobyte chunk of an event payload is billed as one event. For event delivery and custom rules, no additional charges apply. Please be aware that additional costs can occur depending on the target. For example, if you want the events to be sent to an HTTP endpoint on your server. Archiving and event replay are also built separately. Let's look at an example for EventBridge as well. In this case, a seller from Ohio, US is subscribing to listing items related notifications. We assume an average of 2 events per listing per month with 5 kilobytes per event. The seller has 1000 listings, which results in 2000 events sent per month. Events are sent to his own server. Now we head over to the price calculator for EventBridge on the AWS website and enter the respective data. Again, we have to choose the region, in our case US East Ohio. Next, we have to set payload size to 5 kilobyte. Then we have to specify the number of events. In our case, we need to enter the calculated number of events in the custom events input field. Make sure to select the correct unit. Finally, we need to enter the same number and unit in the API destination section. That's it. You would end up paying nothing. For a developer with 500 of such sellers, we can see that we would end up paying $1.20 per month or $14.40 per year. This brings us to the end of this video. With the information shown in this video, you should be able to easily calculate the costs of using SP API's Notifications API. Please be aware that the example calculations are only estimations and provided for informational purposes only. Your actual costs may vary based on your individual use case. You can find the links to AWS and further information in the description below. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.